right, let's dive right in. Every single investor, whether you've been doing this for decades or you're just getting started, you face the exact same problem. You find a company you really believe in, but when do you actually pull the trigger and buy the stock? It's a question that can, totally freeze you up. So, what do? Do you jump on a stock that's just soaring, hoping you can ride that wave of momentum even higher? Or do you wait for a company you like to hit a bit of a rough patch and try to buy the dip, hoping you're snagging a bargain? I mean, this is the classic dilemma, right? And getting it wrong can really hurt your portfolio. To get a good answer to that question, we kind of have to become detectives. We've got to learn how to read the clues that a stock's price is giving us. Because believe it or not, the price itself tells a story, and our job is to figure out what it's saying. Think about it like this. You would never buy a house without knowing if property values in that neighborhood have been shooting up or kind of trending down, right? Well, it's the exact same idea with a stock. Its recent performance, say over the last 3 to 6 months, gives us some really crucial context for any decision we're about to make. So picture this. You open up your brokerage app and you see 2 stocks you've had your eye on. One of them is on an absolute tear, maybe up 40, even 50% in just a few months. The other one, it's taken a beating. It's down, say, 15 or 25%. Your gut just pulls you in 2 totally different directions. And that right there, that's where things can get dangerous. This leads us straight into 2 of the most common traps in all of investing. These are the kinds of mistakes people make when they're only looking at that price movement by itself without seeing the bigger picture. So let's break them down. Okay, first up, we've got the trap of chasing a stock that's already red hot. You know the feeling. You see it going up and up and up, and that fear of missing out, that FOMO, kicks in hard. So you jump on board, hoping that rocket ship is going to keep on flying. But here's the catch. A huge price jump like that often means all the good news, all the optimism, well, it's probably already priced in. The market has already reacted. Now, that's not to say it can't go higher, but it does mean it's way less likely to be some kind of hidden bargain. The easy money, it might already be gone. Now, the second trap is the complete opposite. It's when you see a stock that's fallen hard and you just automatically assume it has to be a great deal. It feels like finding a designer jacket on the clearance rack, but you gotta ask yourself, is it a real bargain or is there a pretty good reason it's on the clearance rack in the first place? And this gets to the most important point of all. A price dip is only a real opportunity if the company is fundamentally healthy. That means the business itself, its sales, its profits, its balance sheet is still solid. Because look, if the company itself is broken, then a falling stock price isn't a discount, it's a giant red flag. All right, so how do we avoid both of these traps? How do we find that sweet spot between chasing hype and catching a falling knife? Well, this brings us to a really powerful strategy called dual confirmation. It's designed to give you a clear signal through all that market noise. The idea here is actually pretty simple, but it is so effective. You're looking for 2 things to be true at the exact same time. First, the stock is actually cheap compared to what the company is really worth. And second, its price has recently been weak. It's that magic combination of the 2 that can create a really compelling reason to invest. So this whole thing really boils down to a simple 2-step process. Step 1, find a great, fundamentally healthy company. You've got to do your homework on the business itself. Then, step 2, you wait for a temporary setback. You look for a price pullback, maybe in that 15 to 25% range, that has nothing to do with the problem in the core business. Here's a great way to think about it. You've got the hot stock with a high price and super high expectations. That's pretty risky. Then there's the value trap, which has a low price, but the company's in bad shape. Also very risky. But that dual confirmation stock, that's the ideal scenario. A low price combined with strong fundamentals. That right there, that's the sweet spot. That's what you're looking for. Okay, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds, I don't know, a little complicated, maybe something just for the pros, but it's really not. In fact, you can boil this entire strategy down to a single, powerful question that can act as your ultimate investing sanity check. And for anyone just starting out, this is a fantastic way to frame your decisions. It just forces you to hit pause and think logically for a second, which helps cut through all the emotional noise of a market that's moving super fast. And here's the question. Before you ever hit that buy button, just ask yourself this. Is the market giving me a discount right now?
This one question forces you to think about both the quality of the company and its current price. Are you really buying a great business at a good price?
All right, let's pull it all together. First, a stock's recent price movement gives you essential context. Second, you've got to avoid those two big traps: chasing a stock that's already taken off or buying a failing company just because it looks cheap. The solution? Seek out that dual confirmation, a great company that's just going through a temporary pullback. And it all comes back to asking yourself that one simple, powerful question.
So the next time you open your app and look at the market, don't just see a bunch of green and red numbers. Instead, ask yourself, with this framework in mind, what true opportunities, what real discounts on great businesses is the market offering you right now?